So I don't know if you know who this is.
James Carville.
So that's James Carville. He was Bill Clinton's big advisor. He was credited with getting Bill Clinton elected. It's about the economy, stupid. Right. And he looks like a cross between the guy who got abducted by aliens and aliens. That's what he looks like.
He looks like the hybrid child they made with that man's sperms. And
he's like a goober golem threatening young America. So listen to what they're trying to. So now the Democrats are super freaking out that young people aren't going to vote for Joe Biden. And instead of having Joe Biden offer them something like a minimum wage and investing a couple of $100 billion in the United States instead of giving it to the military industrial complex in Ukraine and Israel, instead of doing that, maybe do something here at home, maybe make affordable housing, maybe, who knows, maybe help end homelessness, maybe clean up the street. How about infrastructure that works? How about healthcare that doesn't bankrupt you? You know, they'll do anything. So this is instead of doing that, instead of getting upset and having Joe Biden actually deliver things for the people and do things for our country, this is what they're doing to get young people to vote. Watch this.
Are you kidding me? Is this the United States of America? Is this the nation that was founded on the principle that no person is above the law? And then you tell these young people, if you don't get involved right now, in this election, they're going to be involved in your life for the rest of your freaking life. What? And if Trump and Roberts and Alito and Gorsuch and Thomas and Leonard Leo and the Heritage Foundation, if they get a hold, there will be no government left. There will be no rights left. You'll live under theocracy. You'll end up Christian nationalism, but that's all right.
Oh, no.
So that's all they have is to scare you. It's going to be shitty. It's going to instead of him yelling at Joe Biden and the Democrats to actually go do something for people, all they could do is try to scare you. That's all they have. That's all they've had for the last 15 years.
Is Christian nationalism?
Christian nationalism.
While we're fighting for Zionism, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, is that a theocracy? They seem to think it's great. What is? I don't understand what the. There will be less gay shit rammed down my throat is the threat? Is that what's happening?
Is this what the Democrats were thinking? Hey, you know what we need? We need a loud, repellent toad, just like the Zionists have with Michael Rappaport. Who can we get?
Well, he's but he was the classic, like...
He sounds like Tarantino cast him as a plantation owner. Hang on, let's listen to the rest of this, Kurt. Hang on.
26-year-old, you don't feel like the election's important to me. They're not addressing the issues that I care about.
Yes! Jeez. That's what... he said, oh, they're not you stupid 26-year-old.
And you're saying I can lose all that?
Is that...
Wait, Jim, you're telling me I'm going to lose
the
thing you just described?
So you're telling me that the politicians aren't addressing the issues I care about, and I'm still supposed to vote for them?
Oh.
That's the exact opposite of how politics works. Why wouldn't you tell Joe Biden to address some of the issues that 26-year-olds care about? Here we go.
Well, the New York Times story about the Harvard Youth Poll, which is a pretty good, well-regarded thing, a guy named John Della Volpe.
So it's not. If you looked into how they did this poll, it's mind-bending. So what they do is they would present you with two different ideas. Hey, what's more important to you, healthcare or Palestine? And they're like, what? Why is that? Why wouldn't you just ask me to rank the things that I care about?
You have to choose between both, and you're getting neither.
Yeah, that's right. And you're getting... So listen to it's the goofiest poll you ever heard in your life, the way they ask these questions.
And very recently, they gave youngsters the 15 most important issues. Clocking in at number 14 was student debt. You wouldn't know that if you read the fucking press.
So then young people should be voting for Joe Biden then, if it doesn't bother them. Again, what he's trying to do is make a bullshit poll seem real. But he's also contradicting himself. He's saying that young people aren't going to vote for Joe Biden because he's not addressing the issues they care about. Well, you just said they don't care about student debt.
Hey, Jim, I don't know if you heard, Harvard, the name Harvard is worthless. So just that being on a poll means Absolutely nothing.
I know.
So the answer to how this can be possible is right in front of your fucking face. But he's like, it couldn't be the expertise I've relied on, could it?
I'll try not to stop this because this is mental. Listen, look, this is a guy having a meltdown because the party that he supported his entire life is not doing anything for anybody, and now people are done voting for them, and he's afraid.
You might as well stay in the swamp.
Number 15 was the issue of Palestine. High on the list was abortion, was interest rates, was housing affordability. Well, all of these other...
By the way, none of those things Joe Biden's going to help. Interest rates are going to stay high for the rest of the year. The Fed just announced that the housing is unaffordable. And abortion, the Democrats never codified the right to Roe versus Wade when they had the supermajority and they had the White House. So none of those things. So what we need to do is keep voting for those people who don't do anything for any of the top issues.
I mean, don't worry. Most of us are sterile now, thanks to the effective...
things. You are being insufficiently served by the commentariat, and to some extent, you're being insufficiently served through Democratic messages. So my advice to tell these young people to get off your motherfucking ass and go vote, because you should vote like your entire future and the entire future of this United States depends on it, because quite frankly, it does. And that's not an exaggeration.
Good, I hope it fails, you moron. Well, good.
Tell them, yeah, you know what?
You motherfucker.
Tell them they're motherfuckers, because that's what all the kids are saying now, right? So they'll totally connect with your messaging. And wear a hat that says the only thing you understand is Gulf shrimp. We need a voice.
A shrimp boat captain.
We need a voice that can reach out to this new generation here in America. Who can we get? I know. Let's get the Skeletal Deliverance extra, James Carville. The kids love him.
Oh, right.
The kids love him.
Straight from the lizard's mouth.
And by the way, here's the ultimate irony. The guy's trying to scare you about Republicans, right? Because he's got nothing to offer you. His wife is one of the huge is a huge right-wing Republican.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was so
He's
weird.
married to her.
Remember, it was so weird that they were married. What's her name again?
So we're supposed to hate them, and we're supposed to fear them. And if they get control, people like his wife get control of the country, it's the end of our country. Yet he goes to bed with her every night.
Well, she wasn't a Trump Republican, though, right? She's still establishment. They're like,
but
Mary Matlin.
Yeah, Mary Matlin.
He's naming Supreme Court justices. That's who he was naming to scare the shit out of you. He didn't name Trump.
Wow, so it's not the economy anymore? Stupid.
It's not. I thought it was the economy.
Wait, is it not? Oh, you're talking like, yeah. I don't know what.
So Joe Biden's not going to do anything about housing. Nothing about the Fed just announced they're not going to drop interest rates this year. And they didn't codify abortion. In fact, they're the ones who didn't fight hard enough for Barack Obama's Supreme Court appointee.
They're going to be involved in my life, like what, locking me down and mandating,
mandating experimental medical treatments, and then shutting my business down.
Wait, spying on me every second of my life.
Is it really? This idea that there's a difference between the Democrat establishment and the Republican establishment, I guess they think it still plays. It doesn't play with people who watch this show. Let's see what this guy says. If this won't motivate young voters, nothing will. Nothing will.
I'm trying to think what he looks like.
Look at that guy.
He really
and
looks like
first of all, he's a multi-millionaire, and he likes to dress like he does that Michael Moore thing. Yeah. Well, if I dress like a slob, people think I'm a regular person.
Yeah, right.
Except he's not. He doesn't hang out with regular people. He hangs out with millionaires and billionaires and lobbyists. That's who this guy is. But if I put on and I talk like Mac, if I talk like that, like I can't ever, if I never went to school and stuff,
gumbo.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, that's a big old gator.
This is the most important lecture of our lifetime, Southern style. Now get up off your asses and swing your partner to and fro.
Southern style.
Take your lady and promenade her motherfucking ass to the left.
Yeah, I went to Harvard thing, but he doesn't know anything.
This just shows you what this shows you is that Democrats will never do anything to help you to actually come. I was saying this in 2016 when it was people are telling me I had to vote for Hillary Clinton. I was like, come get my vote. Come get my vote. She wouldn't. She got up there and said, we'll never have Medicare for all, and laughed about it. That's not a way to get me to vote for you. At least give me lip service. They won't even do that. In 2020, at least charlatans like Kyle Kulinski would say, come get my vote. I have 10 things. Do 4 of them for me. Say you're going to do 4 of them. He doesn't do that. They don't do that. And none of them do that anymore because they all want to be part of the big club. And but I'm still doing that. I'm still saying, come get my vote. If Joe Biden wants me to vote for him, come get my vote. He's not gonna. He's not coming to get my vote. They don't give a shit. You're just supposed to vote because somehow the Republican establishment is somehow worse than Joe Biden. They're not. They are Joe Biden. They work for the exact same people. They intermarry. They intermarry. Hey, come see us do a live show. We're going to be in Denver, Colorado, May 11th. Los Angeles, California, doing a live panel show with a celebrity panel and video. Ashland, Virginia, Athens, Georgia, Rutherford, New Jersey, with Max Blumenthal. Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ontario, California, Irvine, California, Chicago, Illinois, with another celebrity panel, live video show in Chicago, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.